Hello, welcome back to Come Lose It with Matt Duncan. I'm your host. It's in the title. You know me, Matt Duncan. Some of you know me as Gus, which is the same name as my dog. Didn't think of that. From the Morgan Water Show. The Morgan Water Show. Or from The Boys, Seafood Guy. That's probably my most recognized part. The Seafood Guy, very short little day player role. Dave from Hell. We've talked about it many times over the year. So long ago, in fact, that I no longer need to keep the invoice for my taxes from The Boys. It's how long ago it was since season 1. That's how long, and they got one more to go, apparently, and then that's it for that. Losing some big shows in Toronto, some really popular shows like What We Do in the Shadows, What We Do in The Boys. I think Corner Gas is gone. How are we doing? How's everyone doing out there? I'm going to try and race through this a little bit. I don't want it to go 50 minutes like last time. I want to try and bring her down a little bit because it's February now, folks, and this month is short. It's that short fucking month that we got to deal with every year. If you're freelance, it just feels like you got less days to work. It sucks, and I've never loved February. You're in this weird state. You're starting to get sick of winter, and you just kind of want spring to be here. I think I'm ready for spring, and I think I'm ready for summer, which I don't usually feel. But it has been particularly cold this winter in Canada. I know I've got people coming in from all over. Shout out to the Philippines who've been checking it out on Spotify. Shout out to the Philippines. I've had a lot of Filipino people in my life. My first friend ever was Filipino. Cheers. Thanks for listening to the show. I don't know if it's my old landlord, maybe telling her family she somehow found it. Maybe after she offered for me to move in with her this past summer. Very strange. Haven't seen her in over 6 years. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. Time is flying. The memory of me living in Toronto is so far away now. And this is it, 2019's on the clock. My last year in Toronto, my last year paying taxes in the city of Toronto is on the clock this year, and then that's it. Then it's like Newmarket, and who fucking knows from here on out, because the hometown stopover is coming to an end. Either this year, next year, between this year and next year, I'm trying to make some big changes. I don't know what I'm going to do with my fucking life, but I know that I've spoken to an infinity amount in this podcast about how I'm not happy with my job, and I just kind of went through some income totals for the last 10 years, and it's like, man, it's been a ride. It has been a ride, ups and downs. Last couple of years, pretty fucking down. So I think turning the new age of 40, you just got to fucking move on. You got to try something else. I don't know if I'm going to be like, what am I going to do? HVAC? All this shit's still going to take time. If I get into the trades are desperate, everyone says. Everyone says the trades are desperate. And I think the problem is that you still are required to put in some time. You got to do some courses. You got to get certified for this stuff. So it's not like you can just, someone's hiring to be an electrician and you're just becoming an apprentice immediately. Takes some studying, it takes some time. And in this day and age, the problem with that new generation, the younger people especially, they don't have time to listen to shit. They don't want to take the time to learn. It's got to be in 10 seconds or less, 1 minute video, ticky-tacky, baby. So, Christ, we're on the eve of some major shit going down between the U.S. and Canada. We've got tariffs coming in from the United States. It's been 2 weeks into the fucking Trump tenure. He's halfway to a month. And it's immediately, he's just been a hellhound. He's been signing executive orders left and right. I did not have it on my bingo card that he was going to start a trade war with the two countries that share a continent with him. I didn't have it on my trade, I didn't have it on the bingo. I didn't have it on there. I had a bunch of shit, and that wasn't one. I knew he was going to fall through with Project 2025 a lot, and he was going to ban abortions and this and that, and come after immigrants and deport people. And I thought that was going to be his prime focus, but all of a sudden, he's like Reagan 2.0. He wants to clean up the drug problem. He wants to get that fentanyl off the streets. Going to be a little bit harder than us just saying, hey, you got any fentanyl in there, bud? it's a little tricky to track down all this fentanyl, especially when it's pouring in from China. It's pouring in from China. You're only giving them 10% fucking tariffs. You're giving us 25. It's coming from them, babe. Have you not read the book? Come on, read fucking Willful Blindness. You'll find out where the fuck everything's coming from by Sam Cooper. Read the book, Trump. Giving us the fucking big tariffs. Now we're hitting back with tariffs. They're gonna start. We're pulling all the American booze out of our liquor stores in Ontario. That's $1 billion a year. $1 billion a year just right there that they're gonna get hurt. And then everything else is gonna cost them billions and billions. Tariffs don't fucking work. They don't work. The only see how he's using it? He's using it as blackmail. Fix this problem and we'll get rid of the tariffs. This is fucking crazy. The next president that comes in, hopefully it's a Democrat, just for another 4 years of normalcy. They'll fix this relationship because God knows that he fucking won't. And then the couch fucker, who is his VP, the guy that fucks the couches, couch fucker, have you heard of him? If you're not from the North America, he fucks couches apparently. If Trump dies during his first term, which a lot of people are saying is going to happen, he'll become president. And he'll most likely be voted in again. So that's going to be an issue. That's going to be a real fucking issue. We might have a really nasty relationship with the states going forward. And I feel for all my friends, all my actor friends who are flipping and flying to America to pursue their dreams and paid thousands upon thousands of dollars for just the ability to legally work there without being taken to Guantanamo Bay as a fucking deportee. I feel for them. I've never felt stronger, and I think all the people, those of us that have stayed, that didn't do the LA thing, we're pretty confident we don't want to go there. This isn't going to be the time that I'm going to finally see some of the people that stayed. Everyone my age is getting old too, so I don't know. You either got a lot of shit going on, or you got nothing going on, and you can make that decision. But I think most people around my age are if they haven't gone, they're not going. They're not going. It'll just be a cute trip during pilot season every once in a while. But America, man, fuck, this guy is fucking crazy. He's fucking crazy. And can't wait to see what this trade war does now. Can't wait to see. What else is going on? Are you guys getting sick? You getting the shits? Everybody's getting the shits. If you got kids, you're getting that norovirus. You're having a shit and a barf at the same time. It is not fun to have that sickness. I know it's only 1 day or 2 days or even 3, but man, that can be rough. I remember having that kind of a flu about 10 years ago, so I'm probably due. I feel like in the last 20 years, I've had it twice. So I'm probably fucking due for that third one, and I'm worried, even though we don't have a lot of outside contact with people, but I'll just tell you this right now. Sanitizer doesn't work. You got to wash your hands. If you're going out, if you're touching some grocery carts and shit or whatever, you're going grocery shopping, you're in the store, you're trying to get a new pair of Levi's, come home, wash your hands in hot soap and water for 20 seconds, okay? That's what's going to get the norovirus off your hands, because you touch that fucking mouth or that eye or pick that beautiful nose, you're going to be shitting and pissing out your ass. And your mouth. Shit out of mouth. Piss, ass. So, before we move on to the fitness update, we're here 125 episodes into the pod, over many a year, starting our second term doing the pod with Trump. As, it's been 8 years since we rebooted the pod, and Trump took office when we did the reboot. And then there was, you can go back to those early 2017 episodes of The Fear. Now, we're not having any North Korea fears right now. That's interesting, right? I was pretty worried about that. I think I've talked before about how I was, and it ended up just kind of being dumb. And so I'm hoping there's a lot of dumb. I'm hoping he's just being a classic WWE heel, the one like that, like he likes to do. I don't know. He's fucking almost 80. He's just having fun at this point, because he won't have, whatever he fucks up, he won't have to live in that world. He'll be gone. He'll be fucking dead. He'll be dead, and all we'll be able to do is piss on his grave at Arlington. We'll have to go to the most prestigious cemetery in America and piss on his grave flood it like the dams he opened in goddamn California. Last thing I'll say is, man, I'm having trouble getting paid for this like small job I did back at the end of September, and I don't know what to do. I've never taken anyone to small claims court. I've never sued anyone, but it's definitely getting closer. Like I'm like within a month or two now, I would say, where I have to sue them if I don't get paid. If I don't get a proper response that I'm going to get paid, they have been getting back to me. I've been having some, I really want to have no more contact with this woman that I have to keep emailing every month or two to be like, hey, what's going on? Why is this so hard to pay me? And apparently the checks went out at the end of December. It's now February. I know there was a mail strike, but how fucking long would it really take a check to come in the mail? I don't know. It's pretty annoying, and it's like such a small amount, really, that it's going to be dumb that I'm going to have to go to court over it. But, I mean, you pay $75. That's all you got to do, and then you can, plead your case, and then hopefully the judge is like, yeah, pay this guy. So I might have to do that. That's where it's getting to. I'm going to warn casting. I'm going to warn some people before I do it to see if maybe they can throw a Hail Mary and be like, hey, what the fuck? This guy's going to sue you. Please pay him. I'll never do that job again. Anytime I get a call from casting to do a favor for this director, listen to me now, Benji. I won't be fucking doing it. This is very annoying. Anyway, fitness update is here. And, we should probably, fucking get to it.
Fitness update.
All right, so guys, January was fucking great. I'm back working out. I worked out a ton. I'd say averaged 4 days a week most of the time. I think I had one that was 3. I had one that was like I started the year off. I think I did 7 straight. Because if you got that Apple Watch, you want to ring in that new year. You can apparently do any 7 days in the month to get that badge, but you got to close them all. You got to exercise 7 straight days in January to get it. And I don't fucking miss out on that badge, dog, because they don't release these limited edition badges like they used to. They seem to not give a fuck. Too busy paying Trump, I guess. So yeah, the fitness has been good. I've been on the bike, hit a record for a month on the bike. I did it 18 times. And I don't know if you remember, if you're a longtime listener of the pod, through the pandemic, to one of the many ways that I tried to not go insane with being trapped inside, had to create little games, had to keep me interested in working out so I didn't just sit there and drink and do drugs. And one of those was I measured the distance from where I live to different places in the world, and I kept increasing the distance so that I have something to strive toward. We've hit Newfoundland. We've done what? We fucking Jamaica. We went to Jamaica. Now I've hit 3,950 kilometers on the exercise bike since pretty much 2021. Okay, so I've put on about 4,000 clicks on the exercise bike. Now, some might think that's a lot. Some might think that's a little. It doesn't mean that it's the only way I get cardio. Remember, I had switching to a lot of outdoor biking when the weather is better. So in the spring and summer months, I don't ride the bike quite as much. But when it is the winter time or when it gets cold, I start riding it like crazy. So 18 times this month of January, I fucking rode that bike, dog. And I reached one of the destinations, the pandemic destinations. And I don't give a fuck. Here's the song. YouTube can suck it. If you want to give me a strike, then go for it. So this is where I've reached 3,950 kilometers from where I am. And that's it. Yeah, that's all I'm going to play. Please don't strike me, YouTube. Please don't strike me, YouTube. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. It's on YouTube now because Google Podcasts went away, and now it's on YouTube. I don't have to do anything different. I don't have to upload it separately, like it's a video. If I want to upload video, I can. If I ever want to record myself doing this, then it will appear on YouTube as it will on Spotify. But I don't know. I get like 10 or 15 listens on YouTube for some reason. I have no fucking idea why. Maybe just because the population's getting bigger and YouTube is just as popular as ever. I don't know. But I've hit Panama. There's a doc about the Panama Papers. I want to watch that, okay? I want to learn about the money laundering capital of the world in Central America, where you just that's where you stuff it, folks. In Canada, they call us Panama Light. So I thought it was pretty cute for someone who lives in Panama Light to ride the exercise bike to Panama. And yeah, I don't know. Just I don't have any interest in Panama really. Just know that I'm sure it's beautiful. It's Central America right there. It's on that skinny mini of a friggin' continent. So I'm sure it's beautiful and you get lots of nice ocean wave and smell, you know? So, but we're moving on. I'm already way past 3950. I'm pretty much right at 4,000 clicks. About to hit that probably today. 4,000 on the dot, and we're going. We're going to keep going south. That's the hint. It won't take me too long. Probably in the next month or two, I will hit the next destination, the second last destination of the pandemic goal, and then there's the last one that we will hit. It's going to take a little bit longer because it's over 5,500 kilometers away. That's the only hint you get there. And we're going to be going in a different direction there, folks. And then when that is done and I reach that total, the pandemic is over. Officially. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Health news.
News that is health related.
All right, let's go through some quick health news. Let's keep it fun. You know, we like to talk about some dumb fucking diets on this podcast. I like to see what the kids are doing now. And you know, where you used to be able to just Google this stuff, or I would ask my friend Jared Fogle, and he would tell me how what diet he was doing. You know, there was a time when there wasn't TikTok, and you had to watch a commercial for a terrible fast food company to see what diets were the fad these days. And on TikTok, there's one going around called the 30-30-30 100 diet. 30-30-30-100. And what that is you eat 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up. And then you do 30 minutes of steady state, low intensity cardio, keeping your heart rate below 135 beats per minute. The method went viral in 2023 when biohacker Gary Brecka posted about it. The promise is that working out in a fasted state forces your body to burn lean muscle, not what you want, instead of fat, what you want. A protein-rich breakfast reverses that by giving your body the glycogen stores it needs for the 30-minute workout. Now, the good about this is breakfast and protein are always good ideas. Protein helps you fill up and stay full between meals, which may lead to weight loss. People who ate breakfast had better metabolic health, including better insulin function. One reason? Blood sugar processing is more efficient after a night of sleep. Now, here's the not so good. While the 30-30-30 is easy to remember, its simplicity could be a problem. For one, the method ignores overall calories. So while you might hit 30 grams of protein at breakfast, you could do it by consuming too many calories, and weight loss primarily stems from a calorie deficit. Plus, its one-size-fits-all workout might exclude people who don't like steady-state cardio or those who hate morning workouts. I've definitely tried, I'm really bad at working out in the morning. I'm usually like if I can do an early afternoon, I'm happy. But I'm usually an evening guy, just the way it works. It's really hard unless you're like going to a gym to do the morning workout. I would love to do it because it does feel good. You heard that clip I played for you last time about Arnold. World's black and white until you get into that fucking workout, and then it's in color. So I'm spending half the fucking day in black and white. There's also not yet any scientific research on the 30-30-30 method. Even the time of day stuff is iffy. One study in Obesity Magazine, for instance, showed that people who did steady state low intensity cardio lost about 6 pounds in 12 weeks, but it didn't matter whether they worked out in the morning or night. So the verdict on this from Men's Health Magazine is 3 out of 4 stars. The protein forward approach is great. And low-intensity cardio can be good for weight loss while going easy on the joints. They dinged it a star for a lack of research, but the method does feature some core tenets of healthy living. Okay, so that's something for you to think about. Of course, with the health news, I always post links. You can read it on the news app or wherever you get Men's Health. I'll post a link and you can have a gander. The second one we're going to talk about is kind of interesting. And I always talked about this a little bit with some skinny people that I knew, especially if you remember episode 2, Growing Up Skinny, and also Clitter Clacker, episode 100, which has turned into being the most listened to episode of the Come Lose It with Matt Duncan era, episode 100 with Adam Kennedy. Now, Adam Kennedy was a very, very skinny kid, very skinny. And there's been a study done that slim but healthy people at heart attack risk from hidden fat. So research shows that there is more to accessing cardiovascular risk than body weight alone, and this is another attack on BMI, with scientists studying intramuscular fat. So slim but unhealthy people have fat hidden in their muscles, which increases the risk of deadly heart attacks. New research has shown from Harvard University. They examined the health impact of this intramuscular fat. This is fat which is stored within the muscle fibers. Now, this type of fat is highly valued in beefsteak used for cooking, giving a marbling effect, but little is known about its human health impact. They did 669 adults in the U.S. through this study, had body scans done to determine how much fat was stored in their muscles. Then they were followed for the next 6 years. Those with high levels of hidden fat were significantly more likely to have heart attacks or heart failure than people with lean muscle, even if they were not obese. For every 1% increase in the proportion of fat stored in muscles, there was a 7% increased risk of future serious heart disease, regardless of body size. Now, this is why, listen to me, people that are overweight, quoting it, that are bigger in size, a lot of them are healthy, and a lot of them are healthier than skinny people. This is exactly part of the reason, one of the small reasons why that is correct. The findings could be important in helping scientists understand why weight loss drugs such as Ozempic, which can cause the loss of muscle mass, reduce the risk of heart disease. So the fat stored in a layer under the skin, known as the subcutaneous fat, which you can pinch. I don't know if you've ever been pinched by a personal trainer with calipers that they put on you to measure your subcutaneous fat, but that was found to not increase the risk of heart disease. It was the visceral fat. The fat stored around internal organs has been proven to be damaging to the heart. Some people can be skinny fat, which is when they have a normal body weight but high body fat, meaning they are at risk of heart disease. And that's something that BMI is not going to catch. If you look at a skinny person, their BMI is probably going to be pretty damn good. But under the surface, they may be at a high risk for heart problems because of a high fat content in their body. I saw there's some people that have, I don't know if they just eat so much fat or their body processes so much fat, but it was like fucking oozing out of their hands. There was like fat oozing like butter out of their fucking hands. Knowing that intramuscular fat raises the risk of heart disease gives another way to identify people who are at high risk. So it seems like a lot of organizations, a lot of health organizations like the Lancet Commission on Obesity, they're urging doctors to stop relying solely on BMI to tell people you are obese. Experts have said that the metric leads to overdiagnosis, as it does not factor in body fat levels, meaning people with big bones or strong muscles are wrongly told they need to lose weight. That's me. Kind of. No, not really. But my muscles are strong. And guys, like, they're beefing up. They're beefing up again. I'm feeling strong. Okay. So like, hopefully Hopefully I don't have much of this fat in my... Of course, I got some fat on the outside, fat on the inside. I'm just a big fucking butterball. More than 70 organizations have endorsed the new Lancet guidelines, calling for a move away from BMI. However, others have criticized it. In a letter published in the Times today, Professor David Silk, a professor of clinical nutrition at Imperial College London, said it would be folly to discard such a simple and useful screening tool as BMI. So yeah, they're saying like, don't get rid of it. And it's an old habit too, you know, like I think fine, you can use BMI, but it's almost like a lie detector test in court, you know, like when OJ did the lie detector, okay, and he failed it miserably. You know, it's there, but we can't really fucking do anything about it. All that other shit. Other shit. All right, we're having fun. We're having fun, and we're at the end of it, folks. We're at the fucking end. How are we doing for time? Not bad. You know, tight 30. Is that what we're gonna try and do? Anyway, there's some things going on in the news that I thought were hilarious. The cowbell sketch from Saturday Night Live ruined Christopher Walken's life, apparently. Will Ferrell, in an interview, said that he went to see Christopher Walken in a play some years later after that infamous, I think it was like the year 2000 when that sketch came out. And he went and saw Christopher Walken backstage, and Christopher Walken says, I'll try. You want me to try? You want me to try it? I feel like I can only whisper Christopher Walken. Because like he's too, I don't know. People who can do it, it's like people that could speak gibberish or something when they're like, get a gee, get a goo, get a ga. He said that the cowbell, I can't do it. The cowbells ruined my life. It's terrible. Cowbells ruined my life. See how it's like a little bit better when it's lower? Fucking the cowbell, my ass. So yeah, people bring cowbells to his plays and ring them at the curtain calls apparently, and he fucking hates it. And well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I guess that's a hilarious thing. This guy has no connection to the outside world. Christopher Walken doesn't. He doesn't have a phone. He doesn't have an email. He's one of those guys that's like, hey, can I borrow your phone? And he like has shit written down on a piece of paper if he needs to call somebody. That's what he's like apparently. So anyway. I just thought that was hilarious to think of. Yeah, it probably did ruin your life a little bit. Probably also saved SNL in some ways because that show was not doing well going into the 2000s. Oh God, we got to talk about this. Okay, this really pisses me off. I don't know if you know, there's like a company called iFixit, and iFixit, they were getting like sued by Apple because they make all these great videos and step-by-step guides on how you can repair your own phone. Instead of throwing this thing in the fuck out and getting a new phone and creating more waste, it's like with some of the older models, like my last phone was a 7, and it was very easy to change the battery. That was the first phone that had an attempt at being waterproof or water resistant too. So it had that film that you had to peel off in the middle of it, but it was very easy. You saw how fucking basic that was. I guess they've made it a little more tricky now because I've got an iPhone 12. See, I got to put it on the charger right now because the fucking thing dies so much. I'm at 69%, but I swear I've charged it twice already. It's crazy. It's crazy. So the battery's dead. I've gotten a notification, obviously past my Apple Care, saying that it needs service, needs a new battery. So I figured, well, okay. I looked at the iFixit guide. It was like 100 steps. It was fucking insane. I was like, God, this seems really difficult compared to the last one I did. So I looked around to see if like any of these like second tier stores, like Clinic, whatever the fuck they're called. I contacted one of them via email and was like, hey, I need a new battery. How much is it going to be? Kind of thought that like Apple's going to charge me about $120 for a new battery. And this guy gets back to me and he goes, okay, so the battery's $120 if you want the legit one. If you want an aftermarket battery, it's going to be $90. Now, This is where it gets fucking ridiculous. Are you ready? He says, the screen will probably break when we are opening up your phone. So you're going to need to buy a new screen as well. They have such a hard time replacing this battery on these phones that they break the screens, and they probably can't afford to cover the damages. So now they're just like, we'll break it and you'll have to pay for that too. It's just, they break. It's kind of like you want to get that fucking fire hydrant and fire hose from the school locked in cabinet. You got to break that fucking glass and there's no going back, babe. So they said it was going to cost me, I think $300 if I want the Apple screen, like the legit screen to replace it, $300. If I want the aftermarket one, $180. So either way, the minimum I will pay for this fucking thing is like close to $400. And that's fucking insane, Apple. You're crazy. All the new shit that's coming out, you just want us to buy new shit because no one's buying fucking iPhones and shit anymore. Everybody's holding on to them until they fucking die. And you know what? That's fine. I'm going to contact Apple, see if they will honor the $120. If they pull that shit about the screen too, then I guess I'm not getting a new fucking battery. Or I'm going to do it myself and try and see if I can do it. Because that's fucking nuts. Is this where we're at? To get a new fucking battery? So it's like, it's almost worth it to keep paying for Apple Care. If Apple Care is only like $100 or $200, keep paying for it because you can pay for it like monthly or something until that, like another half a year. Do another half a year, and you'll be able to get a new battery. You'll be able to get a new battery because I'm under 80%. So if I was on Apple Care, I would have got a battery. That is fucking ridiculous. I'm so tired of all this technology shit. I'm like at the point where now I guess that because I'm in my 40s, I'm fucking annoyed by all of it. I used to be excited, but it's all annoying. And the fact that, you're constantly being pushed to throw this shit out, create mercury deposits in the environment, it's just brutal. It's brutal. Anything else? Is there anything else to talk about? Look, the great David Lynch died. Very sad, very old, smoked a lot of cigs. Him and Harry Dean, they're fucking making a cloud up there if there's a heaven. Big ass cloud, Lynch, Harry Dean. If fucking the guy from the guy from Highway to Heaven, if that guy's there, Michael Landon, if that fucking guy's there and his co-star, he's like hanging out with them too, and they're all fucking there, then that's why we got clouds up there in the sky, folks. If you're a little religious person, I want you to look up at the clouds, and that's probably David Lynch making that cloud with the smoke. I respect it. I respect people that he really smoked until his lungs fully collapsed from COPD or emphysema. That's it's a different generation, folks, and smoking just isn't as cool anymore. The last thing I'll just talk about is there's a new OJ doc, and if you check the tapes, I've gone through my OJ fascinations. There's a new doc on Netflix about OJ, 4-parter, and it just, they're not really saying anything that hasn't already been said. Yeah, they got a couple of witnesses that they didn't bring up in the first one. Some guy saying I saw him throw the knife out at the airport. Okay, well. Just keep it to yourself because that's great. But how's that? Why didn't you run to the fucking garbage? You're like, holy shit, is that fucking OJ from Naked Gun? What the fuck did he throw out? I'm gonna sell that shit on eBay. Was there eBay back then? I don't think so. I don't know. People collect that shit. Even if it was McDonald's wrapper that he was having, hey OJ, I'd run after him. OJ, can you sign the wrapper? Apparently that's where the knife went. According to that one gentleman who was waiting in a limo outside. And, everyone else just doubled down. A lot of repeats from the masterpiece that was made in America. Didn't teach me anything, just made me anxious and angry all over again. The case is infuriating. And you just, I think the best thing is that his agent said, he was found not guilty. He wasn't found innocent. And that's a big difference. His agent said that. His agent also reiterated that he admitted he killed Nicole to him when they were alone in private in his backyard. So there's that again. But, OJ's Ash. He's Ash right now. And you feel for all of the people involved that got their lives destroyed by this. Like every single person that was involved in this case, they keep coming back for these docs, and they look fucking beaten down and fucked up, and here we go, folks. So we're in the wild 2025. So just fucking hang on. It's gonna be wild for a while in North America. All my fans outside of the great continent of North America, please have a little love and respect and patience for us as we try to navigate this new trade war with our closest ally. I'll leave you with this. You can now record calls on your iPhone when you're having a call, or if you just want to record a message. So this is a message I got, when you're just having a day and you just kind of I feel like I'm going to be fucked with. I'm feeling a little too vulnerable. This is a message I got from a random person with a wrong number. Enjoy.
Ask you a question. So sometime when you've got a minute, let me know if you took the chair out of my room, the big chair. Okay, love you and Dan both. Hope we can hear from you. Love, Mom.
Is that not the sweetest thing? I don't know who this woman is, but she's missing a chair. And when I first heard it, I thought I was just like, someone's trying to fucking fuck with me. And then I realized it was just a poor old lady calling her son or something and hit the wrong number. It's probably one digit off. And she left me this message. Oh my God. See you on the other side, Ray.
Ask you a question.